At 0:02 seconds into this hearing, we're thrown straight into a high-stakes courtroom battle involving eviction risk, unpaid balances, disability struggles, and a tenant fighting to survive. On one side, we have legal representatives trying to enforce financial limits tied to emergency housing assistance programs, ESG, and county caps. On the other side, a woman named Miss Hope, struggling with disability delays and no stable income. But the real question is, when the system says no funds available, where does that leave someone who is already at rock bottom? And how far can a court go to prevent eviction when every option seems exhausted?
We actually found out from SOS last Friday that her case was denied because she received ESG earlier and she received barrier busters earlier. So she's at the $3,000 ESG limit and she's at the $5,000 county limit. I spoke to Kara Painter at SOS and I requested that they appeal that directly to the county. And they did that not once, but twice. And Kristen at the county denied it. I actually had a very nice conversation with Miss Hope to see if we could come up with anything else. I've also got a call into, since the county can't help, even with new funds, because there's that county limit, I reached out to the state to see if maybe they could stretch the MISHTA funding. Ms. Hope and I had a very nice conversation Friday, trying to go over all possibilities. Because I think the last thing any of us want to do is evict Ms. Hope. So that's where we are right now. Like I said, I know.
Around the 2-minute mark, Ms. Hope explains one of the most critical parts of this case. Her Social Security disability application has been stuck in reconsideration since December. Legally, this means her income determination is still pending, which directly affects her eligibility for support programs and ability to pay rent or settlements. But then comes the emotional turning point. She mentions stopping her medication due to severe side effects and financial pressure. This is where the judge intervenes strongly, emphasizing a key legal and human principle. Inability to function financially does not mean ignoring medical treatment. Courts often cannot directly control medical decisions, but they can strongly advise ability when it affects dependents and obligations. The judge is clearly torn here, balancing legal enforcement with human survival. White right pointing backhand index, but here's the dilemma. Would you prioritize medication stability or financial survival if you had no income?
So that's one thing that is moving at least in the right direction. And so also because my medications were making it extremely difficult for me to earn any income because of all the side effects. I have stopped taking my medications just so that I can. No. I have to keep the lights on. I have to keep food in the fridge. You know, I don't have any good options.
And I told her the same thing. I told her.
Miss Hope, first thing.
Your Honor, I told her the same thing. I told her to talk to her doctor.
Mr. Fantera, I don't want to hear from you right now. Miss Hope.
Yes, Your Honor.
You're going to take your medication.
At this stage of the hearing, the judge shifts from legal questioning into something far more personal and emotional. Ms. Hope explains she needs to work, care for her child, and survive day to day, even if it means suffering physically. This is where the court acknowledges a harsh reality. There is no easy solution when disability, income limits, and housing insecurity all collide. Legally, the judge does not issue an immediate eviction judgment. Instead, he adjourns the case and schedules 2 future hearings for May 5th and May 12th. This is very important. It means the court is pausing enforcement, not ending the case. The $5,352 owed remains unresolved, but the judge clearly signaled flexibility while outside agencies, including state departments and SOS representatives, attempt to find funding solutions. Emotionally, the judge even reflects on personal wisdom, make a way out of no way, showing rare courtroom empathy. But beneath that compassion lies a warning. If no solution is found, legal consequences could still follow. White right pointing backhand index, do you think giving more time is justice, or just delaying the inevitable?
Ms. Hope,
Yes, sir.
a while back, what did I tell you?
Not to lose hope.
That's right. I'm never sure why things happen the way that they happen. I really am not. I'm just going to tell you this, Miss Hope. And there was a point this week that I was thinking about you, and because you're always in my prayers every day. So,
Thank you.
but I was thinking about you particularly, and a statement that what my mom used to tell me, and my grandfathers, and they came from my grandfathers, and that is, sometimes you got to make a way out of no way. I don't know what that always means, but I know that's what has to happen here. So, first thing is, I want you to make sure that you're taking your medication. Okay. Second thing, we've called everywhere, and I'm going to adjourn this out, and we're going to figure out something. It's not happening this way. And so will you promise me you'll get back on your medications?
It's a hard promise to make, Your Honor.
I know. But-
I have to provide for my child, and I can't do that if I'm in pain and asleep all day.
Okay. All right. Then I'll leave it this way. I guess I can't force anybody to take it, and you're the best one to judge that, so I'll leave that there, but I don't want you, for financial reasons, not to do that. I understand the other obligations, and you'll have to weigh and balance that. I'm going to give 2 dates here on this case. Is Mr. Fantera the same on the 5th and 12th?
Yes, he is at 9 o'clock on the 5th and 12th.
I'm going to set this for 2 hearings, the 5th and also the 12th of May. I'll do this over the objection of plaintiff if they were going to seek judgment today, but I'm going to do it anyway.
I was not.
All right. And Mr. Fantera, I didn't mean to yell at you. I just,
No, that's
and
fine.
I appreciate your efforts, but,
And I'm going to continue, Your Honor. My concern is that, and Amy can hear what I'm going to say. Ms. Hope, this should have been dealt with 2 months ago, because they knew then that she had already gotten that. And had that happened, the number would have been a lot lower, and we might have been able to piecemeal money together from other agencies. So that was the basis of me having SOS Kara Painter, Kara's been great. Going back to Kristen, basically saying this should not have been handled the way it was handled. please override that. So maybe the court can do something.
Mr. Van, I'll tell you this. I don't tend to get involved in those things, but I realize also that the payment and other things are part of this. They have become part of the court process. So, Mr. Fantera, if you need me to talk to somebody on this case, because I think you're right, had it been taken care, we'd be dealing with a different amount, and we would have a molehill instead of a mountain. So, if you need me to you know how to reach me, you get through to Miss Tang, I'm there. We're going to make this happen.
The person, I'm told by Kara, and maybe Amy can tell me, that the person making this decision at OCED is Kristen Kunis, that it's her decision to make, and that she declined not once but twice to override both the 3,000 ESG limit and the $5,000 county limit. So I would imagine that anything needs to go back through her.
Send Miss Tang an email indicating that it's on this case. Yep. And that if the court sees fit, that the court needs to make a call and talk to Ms. Kunis. I'll be more than happy to do that.
I just want to make sure that my conversation is not going to be an ex parte communication. I'm just going to email Ms. Tang that exact information.
Just email Ms. Tang, and now that Ms. Hope knows that you're going to do that, if you just send a copy to her, that's fine. I'm going to do what I got to do.
And I'm going to continue dealing with the state in the hope that I'm going to be dealing with Alice at DHS in the hope that the state can waive whatever limits they've got to try to help Miss Hope on this one also. So I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing. I just want you to know that.
Ms. Hope, anything else you want to say, ma'am?
To summarize this case, this was not just a routine eviction or financial dispute. It was a complex legal struggle involving emergency housing limits, disability delays, medical hardship, and a court trying to prevent homelessness while still enforcing financial responsibility. The judge ultimately chose compassion over immediate judgment, adjourning the case and setting follow-up hearings instead of issuing a final ruling. However, the key legal reality remains. $5,352 is still owed, assistance programs have reached their limits, and future court dates will determine whether additional state or county intervention can prevent eviction entirely. This case highlights a much bigger issue. When multiple systems fail at once, the courtroom becomes a last safety net. If you found this case as intense and emotional as we did, make sure to hit the like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more deep courtroom breakdowns and real legal drama explained.